Good afternoon. Are we energized after our break? I'm going to do quite the opposite real quick. I want all you guys to close your eyes for a moment. And I would like you to go back in time to when you guys were in kindergarten and your teacher asked you the age-old question, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I want you to visualize what that is in your mind. I want you to kind of picture that person. You guys can open your eyes now. I'll go ahead and embarrass myself, put mine up here. I wanted to be an artist, and I have a lot of different reasons why. I kind of grew up in a very artistic family. My father was an artist, and it was influenced to me to be that. That's really what I wanted to be. Now I want you guys to think about what you actually do for a living. And I want you to kind of push that one to the side and put a vision of what you actually do for a living. Mine was pretty hard to define, so I just put me at a desk. I'm the executive director for a nonprofit, and I work with the youth. And I also have another job where I am the plant manager for a manufacturing company. And I also work for a upcoming, kind of a secret, really cool project we're working on, but a different type of company as well. So I wear a multitude of hats, and I would never imagine what I'm doing today based on what I thought I would be doing then. So by a show of hands, can I see how many people actually have the same image on each side? So it's not Superman, is it? Yeah. Not everybody can be Superman, but it's very rare that actually happens. It's pretty interesting to me what kids really want to be when they grow up. I actually saw an article in Forbes magazine that was a survey of kindergartners, and they talked about what they wanted to be. And the number one thing that they wanted to be was a superhero, specifically Spiderman, which I understand because the influences they have on their lives. Rounding that up was like the service jobs. Your typical, the fireman, the police officer, the astronauts, those things that the kids look up to. And really there's one word that can define why these are the things that they choose. And that word is influence. Positive influences, negative influences, media, the list goes on and on and on of why kids choose the careers that they want to look at or what they want to be when they grow up. And the first one I want to talk about is media because I think it had a big impact on me as a child. So my parents, they had interesting jobs, to say the least, and I was pretty ashamed of what they did. And sorry, Mom. I didn't want to talk about it when people asked me, what do your parents do? I kind of, tried to change the topic a little bit because what I expected them to do or what I really wanted them to do was be the typical, the guy comes home in the suit and then, the mom's already at home and already has dinner on the table and cleaned the whole house and apparently wears pearls and but it really, realistically wasn't that way. Porta potties for RVs. And so this is really what I was picturing them doing. My stepdad's hard at work, just, not happy. And my mom, I apparently pictured her working on porta potties. Realistically, I had no idea that my parents were so valuable to our society. My stepdad built things with his hands. He built bridges. And my mother, she was able to create images in her head, draw on a computer, and print it out for people to read and build things with. It was a whole different language, and she did it all out of her head. And these are very honorable, two very honorable jobs, and I should have been proud that my parents did this stuff. And, it really sparks me and really gets me pumped up that we really need to change what our kids are thinking about these types of positions and really open their minds. And not everybody wants to be Spiderman or Superman, and they shouldn't be. And I think it's important that we take a moment and just share with the kids what real jobs are really like and try to get those dirty images out of their head and talk about what they really, really are. Along with the media, and I think that was a lot of it for me, the positive and negative impacts that people have on us as well. It could be one bad word or one good word that really changes the lives for people. And that's exactly what happened with my boss. I want you guys to meet Chris Salo. He's going to kill me that I put his head up there, but he was a business entrepreneur and very successful, very proud of what he did. He was in the manufacturing field, and he could come up with different machines and engineer things, and he holds patents, a very innovative man. And he was very proud of what he did, and he thought everything he come up with was an art form. and every machine he built was this cool art that he came up with, and he was proud of that. And his wife, which is now his ex-wife, said to him, "I don't want our son to grow up and be a shop rat like you." And that made him very mad. And he was just absolutely sick and tired of so many people looking down on what he did. Yes, he's in manufacturing. Yes, there's this kind of gray area that is all around manufacturing that's dead and all this negative stuff going on in the world, but that is the farthest thing from the truth. And it fueled him, and that one bad influence changed the life of him and so many students after. And so he started to advocate and talk to adults and really go out there and let's bring pride and honor and respect to those that build the world around us. And it didn't work that well. It's really hard to change the minds of adults. But what he did notice, the kids did not know what he was talking about. The kids didn't know what a shop rat was. They didn't know what manufacturing was. They just thought the chopper was pretty cool, or some of the projects they had, or their little logo. So he says, if I'm really going to change society, I have to start with the kids. So he started the Shop Rat Foundation. And he really started to try to attract the youth to really the real heroes of our society, the people that build the world around us, the people that fix things and innovate and develop things. And he started an education program with that as well. And I'm going to play a quick commercial of our education program that we offer to middle school students in the Jackson area. And I'm hoping this will work for you, but just take a quick peek.
Hey kids, want to build something cool? How about a wheelie car, CO2 car, or even a robot? You can do it with the Shop Rat Education Program, an after-school class where you create something fun using tools, machines, and your creativity. Hands-on experience taught by professionals that can lead to a career in manufacturing, skilled trades, or even engineering. If you want to build the next Shop Rat project, go to shoprat.org and register now for classes starting soon. Class size is limited.
So sorry for that ending there. You guys can't sign up, you're too old, so don't call. So this opportunity, this influence that he's able to spread to the students really has opened my mind to a whole many different things. Yes, it's great. Our students are learning manufacturing, engineering, welding, all sorts of different areas. And yes, now they're actually getting old enough to go out into the field and get internships, and all that is fantastic. But it's the smaller things that have really shown me how powerful influence is for our kids. We had a student who was in our program at the very beginning. His name was Ben. He was only with us for maybe 2 classes, and I never saw him again, and I kind of wondered what happened to him. And Chris Salo, the shop rat, actually ran into him the other day. And Ben comes running up so excited. He says, "Hey, do you remember me? Do you remember me?" And Chris is like, "Yeah, you're Ben, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, guess what?" And he's like, "Come with me." And he takes him upstairs and shows him the projects that he's been building. He now welds, and he's at the Career Center for Welding. And he welded this chair and has all sorts of projects, and he is so excited about it. And the interesting thing about it, when he was in the program, they probably went over welding for maybe 5-10 minutes, and that was all that he had exposure to welding. And then we pretty much never saw him again. So all it takes is those 5 or 10 minutes, and you can change a child forever and expose them to things they never really had the opportunity to see. Shop classes really are not available anymore, at least in our area. And kids are not getting that exposure that they used to. And it's absolutely vital that we share, and not just the skilled trades. I'm talking anything that you guys do, anything out of the box, anything that isn't Superman or astronaut or any of these well-known careers. We absolutely have to share with them what really happens in the world and what a job is really about. And the skills, like the last presenter was talking about, the skills that really are important to employers, and getting them really interested in learning more and opening their mind and inspiring them to be a contributing member of our society. So in a world where everybody wants to be Spiderman when we grow up, we absolutely have to take 5 minutes and talk to these kids and really explain to them what is realistic. And if that's all you guys can do when you leave here, is just take 5 minutes with a child, your child, someone else's child, and say, "Hey, who do you think built that chair? Or who do you think wired that street light?" And just expose that to them, because it's something they've probably never thought about. So if that's what you can do for me today, that would be fantastic. And thank you for your time.